I'm in China for a major international off-road event, providing unique insights into a selection of the latest four-wheel drives from GWM. I'll be test driving new models, experiencing the local culture, and dealing with the freezing conditions. I'm ready for the challenge. But not everything is going to go to plan. Crashed the vehicle into a tree. One Aussie had to do it. We just landed into Baishan Airport, guys, because apparently it's -7 and there's snow everywhere. This is Chángbái Mountain. We're now up in northern China, very close to the border of North Korea. We're here for a very special reason. We're all set for a big couple of days at GWM Australia.
I can't wait for the test drive.
Test drive will be good.
You're in the snow. How?
What vehicles have they got? Canon, known locally here as Paul,
Tank?
Alpha,
Maybe?
Tank 300, Tank 400, Tank 500, and Tank 700. Guys, the 400 and the 700 are the ones I really want to come to Australia. So fingers crossed, we can twist some arms, break some legs if we have to. We'll see how we go, but the 400 and 700, guys, wait till you see those vehicles. They are stunning. I travelled with my wife. It was a bit of a secret weapon. Honey speaks Mandarin, Hokkien, Cantonese, Teochew, Malay, and English. So on these sorts of trips, it's a huge advantage and a definite secret weapon. It makes a big difference for Full Drive TV on these international adventures. Looking forward to it, guys. Can't wait to get to the hotel, get some warmer clothes on, and see what we've got lined up for the next few days. It's going to be awesome. Good morning, guys. It's a stunning -30 here this morning. Chángbái Mountain, we're in the north of China, ready for a big day of off-roading. It's going to be snow, it's going to be ice, it's going to be a stack of fun. So let's get into it, guys. Check out some of the vehicles and see how the day goes. We're now down at the main village. We've seen a brief little view of a couple of the cars, and we're now heading for a workshop. Learn all about the specs of the vehicles, what vehicles we're going to be seeing today, and a little bit more about this event. All right, guys, our first real view of the vehicles. We've got a stack of cannons and a stack of tanks. There are also some Havals mixed in there, so let's go and take a look. Well, we're finally away. Our driver, Sun Qian, is looking after us today. We've got about 10 kilometres to do, a bit of transit, and then we'll get to a park where we're doing some off-roading. So far, of course, we're very familiar with the interior of the Tank 300, but enjoying the ride. Great to be in a vehicle with a heater on. It is absolutely freezing out there, guys. We've been following the meteoric success of the Tank 300 since July of 2020, when it was first seen at the Chengdu Auto Show in central China. Since then, it has been a phenomenal success, selling well over 300,000 units worldwide and generating a cult-like following in all its global markets. Sitting midway in size, specs and performance between the iconic Suzuki Jimny and the legendary Jeep Wrangler, the Tank 300 has followed in the success of the GWM Cannon and paved the way for the Tank 400, 500 and 700. And we are going to get to see some great examples of those very shortly. We've just popped down to another hotel for lunch and we have found a stack of modified Havals, cannons and tanks on display, and this is just awesome. Snow's falling. This is actually a ladies off-road club A couple of nice vehicles there, but we'll check out some of these cars. Alright guys, finally for something a little bit different this afternoon, we've got a 500 and guess what? I'm going to be driving. So we're going to hand over the camera to Honey and I'll get behind the wheel and do a little bit of snow driving in China, and we're driving from the wrong side of the vehicle. Have a look at this, guys. Alright, the Tank 300 is absolutely beautiful, but stepping into the 500, it is a whole new game. If you thought the Tank 300 interior was awesome, this just steps up to a whole new level. Not sure I like this color, but the layout, the aesthetics, the whole lot is just beautiful, guys. I really, really like it. Now, the interesting thing about the Tank 500, which you guys might not know, is that this is basically the same as the Canon Alpha, the bigger version of the Canon, which we've just got into Australia and is doing quite well. The Canon Alpha has the exact same interior, same engine configuration, same bonnet, same front guards. It's a very similar vehicle, except it's dual cab U. So the 500 and the Canon Alpha are sister vehicles. Big screen in the middle here. It's a little bit different to the Tank 300. Different layout with the buttons. Similar sort of controller here for the transmission. Different layout with all the switches through here. A single mode switch here. As you can see from the controls here, you've got the 4-low switch, front locker and rear locker. So it's good to know that these are set up for serious four-wheeling from factory. But today we've been told that we're not allowed to touch anything except the brake, the steering wheel and the accelerator, and we've got to keep the speed down. So it's very, very tame and very controlled today. All right, radios are crackling, looks like we're getting ready to go. Some off-roading in China, can't wait. One thing I really like about the Tank 500, and especially with this big screen in the middle of the dash here, you've got the proximity camera, which gives you a really nice bird's eye view and a rear drone view of the vehicle. So it allows you to see around the entire vehicle when you're off-road. And it's just a nice way to see what you're close to, what's happening, and just a really nice angle. It's very convenient and great assistance when you're off-road. The scenery out here is beautiful, and it's always good to be off-roading in another country. Off-roading any day is fantastic, I love it. The track though is a very mild track, and the snow that we're driving on is extremely hard packed, so it's very easy going, definitely not much of a challenge. But if you turn off into the snow, you very quickly lose traction, and it's a whole nother story. You definitely need a lot more right foot to pull the vehicle through. Guys, we had a little bit of a whoopsie. There's a bit of a ridge in the track, and I actually found it. And there's the result. Off the track, one Aussie had to do it. Crashed the vehicle into a tree. Nasty, nasty section of track. The ice here is treacherous. I'll own that, guys. But yeah, have a look at that track. You can see the ridge just there in the side of it. Both sides just pulled me straight off from up there, and no chance at all. We were gone. That's it. Well, guys, we've been rescued, and thank crikey, it's another Aussie. We're now riding with Tyler Thompson, the legend.
I'll try not to crash this too.
Thanks for saving us.
No, you're welcome.
Tyler, you were behind me. What did you see?
Yeah, I saw you just going sliding off the edge into the tree. It happened quickly but slowly.
Where are you going, buddy? Soft edges. From here, it was back to another hotel for the main presentations, dinner, and a solid night's rest before another big day off-road in Chángbái Mountain. It's day 2 of our final ice and snow adventure. We're up early and checking out more crazy vehicles like this tank-tracked Tank 300 snow cruiser. But we've got another big day of off-roading ahead and we need to hit the tracks. Today is looking to be a little different, with a limited number of vehicles on offer, and whilst I'm hoping for a shot in the Tank 400 and 700, Honey has been eyeing off some of the Haval SUVs. We're on the ground with a number of global influencers, strutting their stuff and doing their thing. And thankfully more test vehicles are coming in for everyone to check out, review and hopefully test drive. It's our second day, my second chance to drive, and the plan is not to do what I did yesterday. One Aussie had to do it. But we finally got a plan and got something organised. We're heading out of this car park, we're going to do a short transit, and then there's going to be some more test drives. I really want to get behind the wheel of the Tank 400 or a Tank 700. That would be my ideal choice. It is absolutely freezing, guys. I cannot tell you how cold it is, but we're having a ball. Beautiful views out there, vehicles on the tracks. We're starting off this morning with a nice little easy drive. Looks like parts of the same course we were on yesterday. I wonder if we'll see my vehicle still out there in the snow. I've reviewed, written about and driven no end of Tank 300s. And as much as I like them, there are a stack of other vehicles on offer today. And it was high time that I steered this 300 back to the parking lot and upgraded it for something a little bit different and, for me, more exciting. Pretty excited, guys. We're finally behind the wheel of a Tank 700 and this thing is impressive. Straight up when you approach this vehicle, you notice it's a very muscular, bold design. It's quite different. So the 300 and the 500 are quite mainstream, whereas the 400 and 700 are quite spectacular with their design. They're really out there. Some people like it, some people don't like it so much. But for me, I think it's bold, beautiful, and ballsy. They look fantastic. The other thing that makes the 700 really stand out for me is the adjustable suspension height. Now, this one we're driving at the moment is set, I believe, to the highest setting. So it's got a stack of wheel clearance. The arches look fantastic and they are running a larger tyre than some of the other vehicles. So these things just look awesome. When you climb into the cabin, you've got that same GWM absolute luxury. These things are just beautiful inside. The ergonomics, the design, the colours, the scheme, everything is just beautifully presented and it's quality. You can get to these things, they are rock solid. There's nothing in here that is cheap, nasty or poorly put together. They are beautiful. And this 700 is quite luxurious. You've got this velvety, furry interior and this big screen in the center of the dash here is just stunning. It's spectacular, guys. You've got plenty of information on the dash, on the center here, and just small touches like you've got very clear display here with the front, center and rear diff lock, whether it's unlocked or locked. All right, we've had a nice warm-up lap, so let's take it for a second lap and feel it with a little bit more speed. See how the suspension reacts, see how the steering feels. At a little bit more speed, this thing is actually really firm on the snow. You can feel the back end kicking out a little bit, but that's just the slippery ice. It's really pleasant to drive. There's good feel through the steering wheel. It's nice and comfortable underfoot. And the interior is almost too luxurious for an off-road vehicle. That corner as well, these things have all got amazing turning circles. You've got a front diff, rear diff, and a center diff lock. You can lock the center diff for high floor, and then you can lock it into low range for proper low range four-wheel driving. But off-road in the rough stuff, I'm actually really enjoying this, guys. Australia, done up with a few accessories, this would be absolutely mad. I'd love it. Come on GWM, bring the Tank 700 to Australia. There's a challenge for you. All right guys, now for the Tank 400. Wow. What you'd expect from GWM, beautiful interior, nicely laid out, everything's at your fingertips, not as wide as the 700. All right, Tank 400, first drive in China on the snow. Feedback through the steering wheel is quite good. So yesterday, even with the Tank 500 that we had, I did deliberately drive into the soft snow a couple of times on the edge to see how it would feel, and it did definitely get that feedback of the feeling of the vehicle being retarded by that deeper snow, as well as through the steering, which gives you much greater control. This is a really nice sized vehicle, definitely a step up from the 300, but not as big as the 700. Could be the perfect balance. When you look at vehicles like the Toyota Fortuner, they've got a little bit of an edge to them, a little bit of styling, but this is taking it to a whole new level. With the performance of this vehicle, the comfort, the luxury, that bold styling, the off-road performance and the price, I reckon this is the perfect vehicle to steal buyers from Fortuner. We're going to share the love around. It's now Honey's turn to have a drive. What do you think so far of the Tank 400?
Oh, it's a luxury vehicle and it's quite easy to drive in the snow. Not as hard as I think. The vehicle is so capable and maybe I'm a good driver too.
I think so. Oh my God, Honey has gone off the rails and is tearing up the snow. Hang on, that's Tyler Thompson. Here's Honey over here, coming in nice and safe and steady. After testing out a range of tanks, Honey wanted to take the Haval H7 for a quick spin.
We are in the H7 now. Do we have this car in Australia?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I will try it. It's got a head-up speed display in the. I can see when I'm driving. It's so clear. I'm surprised.
Slow down.
Ooh. The car is not as nice as the 400 and 700, but it's still good to drive. It doesn't have the full capability of the Tank, but it's still okay to drive in the all-wheel drive mode.
Driving off-road in another country is one thing, but we also wanted to experience the local culture and customs. With Chinese New Year fast approaching, it was the perfect time for a change of pace. We're now enjoying a little bit of a cultural experience, and first up we've got the Chinese local version of what we call toffee apple. Right guys, this is not quite a toffee apple, but this is a toffee, grape, mandarin and cherry tomato I believe, but let's give it a crack. Probably not so good for your teeth, but that's crunchy, sweet, delicious, and the grape is very, very juicy. Now, as kids in Australia, we all played with Play-Doh, but this is taking it to a whole nother level. Have a look at the precision, the artwork, the creativity. Our last station in this room is sugar painting, drawing, writing, I'm not sure what you call it. But have a look at the precision, the skill. This is amazing, guys. Have a look at that.
Actually joined together. It's a horse.
I thought it was a picture of me.
No, it's a horse. It's for you. You are a horse.
And the best thing is, this is artwork that you can eat. It's not quite rock and roll, but the skill, presentation and cultural significance of these two players with the guzheng and pipa was fantastic to see and hear. It definitely added to the mood and feel of the overall GWM ice and snow experience. Of course, you cannot come to China without seeing dumplings being made. Food is everything in China, and there's barely nothing that signifies the bringing together of friends, family and ingredients than the iconic jiaozi. Chángbái Mountain, that literally translates to Long White Mountain, is a significant and historic region, and also provides remote and protected habitat for Siberian tigers, musk deer and black bears. But at the tourist hotspots like where we are, you often don't have to travel far to meet the wildlife like this reindeer and not so wild wolf. And of course, we're here for the off-road animals, and this one couldn't be missed.
我现在在长白山，在 GWM 的发布会。目前我看到了这辆自由炮，然后它有一个房车在后面，我们来看看吧。
In China, the 4x4 scene is literally booming. There's huge demand locally for off-road capable vehicles and an explosion in aftermarket accessories. This tracked overland motorhome is a great example of what modifications are available, the diversity of the aftermarket industry and the passion that is driving local enthusiasts to develop their own community and identity as off-roaders. Ice fishing is a critical survival tool and popular pastime in these icy areas, so we were keen to check it out. Fishing takes real patience, and some more, and a little bit more, and even more patience. But our mate caught nothing and eventually gave up, so Honey took over. And unfortunately, we had the same result.
Yeah, I'm done. So far.
As we wish everyone good fortune and a happy new year,
新年快乐，恭喜发财！
and the partying begins, it's a huge thank you from us to GWM for their hospitality, organising this event and their commitment to off-road vehicles. We can't wait to experience another one of these amazing off-road events. And let's see where we end up next week on another fantastic adventure.